Hey, what's up, you guys? Bringing another action figure review to you, and I got a lot of action figures coming to me this month, so stay tuned to those reviews. Subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. Yes, this figure I'm really excited about. Happy to get into this figure. If you hear my daughter in the background, guys, I apologize, but she's autistic. She has autism. For those of you that know what that is, then and for those of you who don't know what autism is, then you can look it up, searching on Google. But if you are able to, you know, understand, if you're able to understand that, and don't let it affect you from watching my video, I would greatly appreciate it. So let's get into the review. So this is Ben Reilly Spider-Man, and I've never had a Ben Reilly in my collection. Actually, I wanted the other Ben Reilly that was out before. I think it was a retro Ben Reilly, but it's basically classic Ben Reilly from the comic books. If you've never seen that version of Ben Reilly, then definitely look that up. Search it up on the internet. He has a blue, it's a blue and red costume, but it's more, I can't really describe it, but it's a dope figure. And also he came with the alternate Ben Reilly head with blonde hair. But this figure doesn't come with an alternate Ben Reilly head, which is a little disappointing. But I'm just going to pop my other Peter Parker head on this Ben Reilly figure. So that will solve that pretty much. So let's get into the aesthetics. Let's get into how good this Ben Reilly figure looks. And he looks really good. It's pretty much beat for beat a rehash of the retro series Amazing Spider-Man himself. That's what this basically is. It's basically the same figure. They just retooled some paint applications and such. And they added these gauntlets here because that's what Ben Reilly does. Ben Reilly wears his web fluid gauntlets on the outside, not the inside, like how Peter does. And I really like this figure. Like, I already knew I was going to like this figure, but I just couldn't wait to get him and to actually have him in hand and have him in person. And now that I do, now that I'm looking at him, he is absolutely fantastic. So I'm very happy, very pleased with this figure, very pleased with the aesthetics. The paint on him looks really good. He looks really good. Yeah, so this is a dope ass figure. It's really dope. It's really a good figure. It's really, really dope. Really good. Basically top to bottom, like I said, articulation and everything body wise, it's the same mold that they're using from the retro Spider-Man, which I'm never gonna get because when that figure came out, it was all nearly impossible to get from from anywhere. And then people who were selling him on eBay were selling him for astronomical prices, and those astronomical prices went even higher. So there's no way I'm paying in the hundreds for Spider-Man. Sorry, but I mean, I love Spider-Man. Don't get me wrong, but not when there's other options out there. And there was definitely other options for me. So I still have my Spider-Man in my collection. I have a couple of them. So I'm still good with that. As far as the retro Venom, that was a PulseCon. Was it a Hasbro or a PulseCon exclusive? It was one of those. I want that Venom. Now that I might pay a little up for. I don't know if I'm going to, but I'm certainly thinking about it because that figure just looks too dope. And it's based on the animated series. And that's like really hard for me to pass that up. So, but anyway, like I said, top to bottom, this figure looks dope. His boots, the paint is used very well. The paint is used very good. Yeah. So far from what I see, the paint looks clean. Even on his boots, the paint looks pretty clean. A lot of people are complaining about the pins. I mean, this is an easy fix. You just gotta paint it blue. That's probably what I'm gonna do. But I mean, Hasbro should have just did that. Why give him red pins? It just doesn't make sense. You could paint it blue, but it doesn't bother me that much. See, they painted blue up here, but didn't paint it down here. That's just kind of weird. I don't know. Hasbro is weird. They do weird stuff. But all the detail on his muscles look good. The paint looks good. He looks good. Head sculpt is good. This is the same head sculpt, like I said, from the retro Spider-Man himself. But this Ben Reilly Spider-Man looks really dope. He looks really good. I like him. I like him a lot. So you see his two thwipping hands here, which is what I'm displaying him with. His two thwipping hands. So, yeah, it's like, whoops, he fell down. That's the thing about figures. They're always gonna fall like dominoes, aren't they? So yeah, so you see he has two flipping hands, and I'm gonna swap out his other hand, and he has two fisted hands, as you can see, and he has two open expression hands. So you got that as well. So those all the accessories that he comes with is alternate hands, and that's about it. You know, and I'm fine with that for Spidey. I'm definitely fine with that. Absolutely. So yeah, so that's it for his accessories. So let's jump into articulation. So we'll jump right into articulation. So his head can go all the way around 360. He can look up about that much. You probably might see a little bit of gappage there. He can look down about that much. He can head pivot, a lot of attitude, nice range of motion. His arms could do full 360 spin around, and his arms can go all the way back because he has the butterfly joints. So he has butterfly joints. So his arms can go back about that much. It can come forward about there. Upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, full wrist and hinge rotation. He has an upper ball peg and upper ball joint in his upper diaphragm area. He can do an ab crunch. It can spin all the way around in the upper diaphragm, but not in the lower waist. He can split out about that much for Spidey. He can kick forward about that much. He can kick back hardly at all. He does have doubly jointed knees, and he does have boot rotation. Yes, he has boot and calf rotation, and it can hinge up about that much and down about that much. And he does have beautiful ankle pivot. So Mr. Spidey is good on articulation. No worries there. You will be able to articulate your Spidey, well, the Ben Reilly Spidey, I should say, very well. So that is always a bonus, always, because you know Spidey is a very active character that can do a lot of he is a character that is very acrobatic, so it's definitely important for you to be able to articulate him. So we got that out the way, so I'm going to pop the other Peter Parker head that I have on him, and we will see how that looks. So let's do that. And the other Peter Parker head looks fine on him. He looks good. I removed those big goggle glasses that he was wearing. I removed that from him. Yeah, so this is the other Peter Parker. So we will compare it with this Peter Parker, as you can see. So Ben Reilly is a clone of Peter. For those of you who don't know, in the comic books, Ben Reilly Spider-Man is a clone of Peter. He was created by Dr. I forgot his name. He's the Jackal. His supervillain name is the Jackal, but I think his name was Miles Warren, if I'm remembering it correctly, for a Spider-Man villain. I think his name was Professor Miles Warren, if I'm remembering it correctly, off the top of my brain. If not, somebody in the comments can correct me. But so yeah, so that's pretty much the review. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you like, share, and subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. Again, I apologize. You know, well, I'm not gonna, you know, be sorry, you know, because my daughter has autism. I'm just apologizing as a courtesy, you know, if you know you hear her in the background, but you know she's my baby girl, so I'm not gonna, you know, apologize for that. And I hope, you know, some of you parents out there who may watch this video would understand that. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the next review. All right, so this has been my review of the Marvel Legends Retro series, Ben Reilly Spider-Man, and until next time, see ya.